like Jay Brock, cause I can score with a second on the clock.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jay Brock. It's Clapitup LA. I'm right here with my big bro, Big Ant. You know what I'm saying? My guy is an all-out entertainer, director, assistant director, comedian, and actor. Ant, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing? First of all, let me say it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, sir.
We were supposed to do this a long time ago,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? But, you know, situations come up. But I seen since that so much progress in what you've been doing. Mm-hmm. We sit in the office, you know what I mean? I'm excited to be here myself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And by the way, we got to shout out innovative entrepreneurs. We were right here in their office space. Thank them so much for allowing us to be here. Now, I first met my big brother right here, Big Ant, in 2006. We was on the Snoop Dogg All-Star team out there in Miami. And the thing about Ant was, if you were with Ant, you made it. Nigga, you was somebody if you was able to kick it with Ant. Now, you know, it was just always some type of comedy, always some type of entertainment, always good vibes. Now, Ant, what made you mesh so well, you know, with us, and what allowed you just to bring that vibe to us and be able to just welcome us around you and make us feel so comfortable, bro?
Well, that's a great question, actually, because for one, I always wanted somebody like me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. When I was growing up, I wanted somebody around me. It was always people around me, but they weren't positive.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? So I had to, it was like eating fish. You know what I'm saying? You eat the meat and pick the bones. I was eating the good from them and throwing out the bad. Okay. And then that's what you see today. You know what I'm saying? So when I got to y'all, it was like, I wasn't that far from y'all to not understand what y'all was going through. Yeah. And then y'all was all boys who needed that extra,
so
I will always like present myself to everybody. I wouldn't turn myself to nobody because you don't know who need it.
Right.
And y'all motherfuckers, y'all needed it. They needed it.
Hey man, look, man. I'm telling you, on the Snoop Dogg All-Star team, bro, people coming from the East Side, Compton, Crenshaw, everywhere, bro. So you know what I'm saying? You had just different mixtures of attitudes and personalities, but Ant was able to mesh so well to whereas the coaches could be coaches and Ant was the separation, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where coaches like all business, Ant was like, bro, let's laugh, let's have fun, like, and we all needed that. So, you know, if you ain't had a big brother, Ant was definitely there to provide that for you. Now, I want to get in. You played football as well, right?
Yeah.
And what position was you playing?
I was defensive tackle. Okay. I always wanted to be a tight end or something, but it wasn't me. Yeah, I was definitely a defensive tackle.
So when did you start playing ball?
I started playing in high school, actually. Okay. I was too big to play in Pop Warner.
Okay, yeah.
And then at my time, they had a thing called, midgets?
Yeah, the junior midgets.
It was midget. It wasn't no juniors.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was junior midget. The Snoop League, that's what we had.
No, they had these niggas was borderline high school. Some of these niggas was in high school. And I was in like the 5th, 6th grade. I'm like, this the team I got to play on?
Yeah, facts, bro.
I
was one of them too. I was overweight, couldn't play with my age.
I couldn't do it. So I waited my turn. I waited, you know what I'm saying? And when I got in high school, I did my thing, did some college ball. You know, I lived my experience, but I had most of my experience, it was probably coaching y'all.
Yep. Hey.
I coached y'all more than I actually played.
That's crazy. But you enjoyed it.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's better when you have something that you could give to somebody and add to their toolbox. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I got to a point where I knew football wasn't gonna be it for me.
Yeah.
I made that decision myself. I was at practice. There was 2 niggas on the side of me like this. And I was like, this ain't gonna be it. I knew it wasn't gonna be it.
I mean, how did you feel knowing that, okay, football might not be it?
I was okay with that.
Okay.
I've seen the people that have never stopped chasing the dream. And I don't say people shouldn't stop chasing their dreams, but sometimes you gotta accept your reality.
Yeah, and it's like move on.
And move on. Because there's more. Like, all right, I noticed for football players, it's more for them if they accept that they're not playing no more as soon as they're done. Rather than drawing it out 10 years and now they like, all right, y'all, what y'all was talking about? I don't want to play no more. So it's like, nah, nobody got time for that. It's some other people they're paying attention to. So while you still got all of those avenues, you need to start exploring them.
Yes.
Instead of just like, oh, you know, I got this call. And I'm not disrespecting nobody hustle because I don't know it. I didn't chase it that far. I didn't even get to the platform that most people, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've seen. But I do know I've seen the sad sights.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've seen when they lose opportunities. You know what I'm saying? One door closed, another one open, but it's not to say it's gonna be the same.
And one of the things that has been a recurring situation on my platform, especially when I interview athletes, is that moment in between when football is over and now it's time for you to step into this real world and find out what you're gonna do with your life. Because as younger kids, a lot of us don't really think about that. They tell us, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Have you thought about plan B if football don't work? I don't want to hear that.
I definitely don't.
Yeah, right. I don't want to hear
no.
that. But when that time comes, you just lost. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get into the fact that, when did you understand that you wanted to be an entertainer? You know what I'm saying? I want to be a comedian, director, acting. You know, how old were you when you realized that was your actual passion?
Truthfully, be told, man, I got work as far as back as being 6 that's out there on YouTube right now.
Okay.
And I was like, I always knew it, bro. I knew it. That was like the first thing I knew in me. I knew I was bigger than the room. Like as a kid, I was always in the class, and it was my duty to make the teacher just know I was in there without having to look up and, Anthony, are you? No, you know I'm here because my presence is here. So it's like I just knew I was gonna be big from a kid. Literally from a kid, bro. My first performance with my class, we was doing the zoo. And everybody had to pick a role in the zoo they wanted to play. On the stage in front of everybody, I chose to be the lion tamer because he had the most entertaining spot, had a cape, a hat, and I went full-fledged that whole day. Nobody even seen me because I was walking around like this the whole day. Wow. But I knew then I just love to be different characters, bro.
Wow.
It's you know, being yourself is great. I'm not saying that, but this is being myself. I love to just entertain. I love to be the center of attention. My selfish need, I love to see I get to dictate and change the way people feel emotionally. You know, and it's for the better. I try to make people laugh. I love to see people smile. I always feel like this, but I be trying to make other people feel like this because I feel like the world is just a better place.
It definitely is. It definitely is. Now at 6 years old, being able to, like you said, just go into a different character, go into a different space. How were you feeling as that 6-year-old? Like you said, you went full on into it. People didn't even know who it was. Like, how did it feel for you to be able to fully embody that character and make that happen?
Man.
And do you still look at that video?
Actually, if anybody in the world got that, any video with Anthony Hayward that went to Bret Hart, just send it to me. I got so much footage somewhere, somebody sitting in somebody's house. But nah, man, I still feel the same way. That's why people say you lose your imagination when you get older. I don't believe that to be true, because I can still snap into my imagination like that. I still, even now, even though I'm years removed from being with y'all in that football and being able to enter your world, I can still do that with kids. I can still do that with everybody. And it's really about just changing your mind state and just not being such a cornered in person, like just letting your world be this big. You know what I'm saying? Because you can learn something from everybody. You just got to be acceptable to it. So I open my spectrum to everybody, kids, old people, people I don't know. You never know, bro. It just made me just want to I just love to watch movies, bro. My favorite show was Batman. So I would watch Batman and act that shit out. And I remember me and my cousin was like, whoever make it first, we gonna help each other. And I was like, that's always been our little pact. But like, bro, I'm a movie buff. I watch movies day in, day out. And now that I'm working in the industry, it make it even harder to watch it because I just watch a bunch of mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
And see, because you see it.
And I see it, and I work it, so I know. So it's a little harder for me to watch movies, but when it's a good movie, I know it.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think people would separate from their imagination when they get older? And because I personally feel like because it's after, okay, so say you got the imagination as a kid, you 30 years old, you lost it, right? But I personally feel that comes from you never acting on it and taking advantage of it.
I believe that's so true. It's two reasons for that. I don't think people being themselves.
Okay, gotcha.
That little person that's in them that make them want to do something outside of the box.
You disconnect.
They put them in check.
You disconnect.
You know what I'm saying? Me, I let him. He fly. Whatever he feel, he go. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing people love about me. They got a 98% effective rating. It worked 98% of the time. 2% of the time, people are like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But I take that chance. You know what I mean? So it's really about just being yourself. And then, and the second thing, I think that society tells us we shouldn't be like that no more. You know what I mean? So both of them go hand in hand because society tell you shouldn't be in such a way. You're a grown up. You shouldn't act like you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Yeah,
Somebody always talking about what you shouldn't do.
Yeah,
you know,
facts,
it's like
facts,
it's a big ass book full of shouldn'ts.
Yeah, facts.
You know, but
Yeah.
realistically, it's your world. It's your world. You can look at all these people out here, and
facts.
everybody doing what the fuck to
They
make
want-
them
yeah,
happy, bro.
yeah.
And that's what really matters. If
Yeah, and even if they aren't doing what makes them happy, it's your decision to make that happen. You know what I'm saying?
It's really that's
It's,
facts.
it's your decision,
It's
like,
self.
and especially on social media, we live, like he said, in such a time where you shouldn't act like that. You shouldn't do this. Like me making my videos, I'm completely honest with you, bro. People laugh at the videos I make, but at the same time, they turn around and be like, I needed to hear that. But I had to make the decision to do it, regardless of what people thought about it.
Yeah, man. I look at this with everything, bro. Like, when you making that decision to break what society think you should be doing, or like what the homies think the homies, you cool, you too cool, I'm too cool to be doing something outside of what I think we should be doing.
Yeah.
And then you become the outcast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
those
facts.
same people become successful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you have to step outside of your spectrum.
different.
Sometimes you got to step outside the house to see the whole thing. You just looking through the window, look at the whole picture and see where you fit in the thing. But it's like, I don't see how people could laugh about taking experienced people and interview them and pick their brain.
I mean, no, not this, not the interviews. They laugh at my motivational videos.
Oh, no.
How I come out clapping, you know, my voice, I be yelling, I be screaming sometimes. So people be
Oh,
like,
okay,
this nigga,
okay.
it look kind of funny sometimes. And I laugh at myself. I ain't gonna lie to you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's not what our people are really used to. You got a couple people who do it.
And that's
Wallow.
what it is.
We got like a Wallow. I laugh at Wallow. I laugh at myself.
But it's
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
always a moment of fun. I find myself laughing everywhere. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
funny somewhere, but
Yeah.
at the same time, what's the gem in there too?
Right.
There's gems
Facts,
in there
yeah.
too. Like he might
Yeah.
be funny to catch your attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it might be funny just the way it's set up, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And these
definitely.
things is always gems, man.
Yeah.
And that's what we gotta do to be able to, like, you gotta be able to take the good in everything.
No,
You know what
facts.
I'm saying?
And I think that's what people are afraid of, being laughed at, being talked about. And it's like, bro, you have to go through this at some point. And it is what it is. Just trust the process and keep doing that and keep doing you. Now, you speak on just believing in you and doing you. How difficult have you found it ever in your life to where you was just kind of like, okay, I think about doing me, but I'm afraid to. Have you ever had that moment?
All the time.
Yeah.
Still to this day, it's like, it's so many things that you want to accomplish, but it's always that person that's telling you that it's probably not good enough. Like when I had, I was just riding one day, and then that's what I felt, because I always had these moments of greatness where I think like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, I could do that, and then I'm move to this. Then I'm like, I can't do that. And it's like, why?
Yeah, why?
Why do you feel like that? And the bottom line is you got to get to why do you feel like that. It's because you haven't seen it, because I don't know. I don't know, but those moments of doubt always come, and I found out that they exist inside everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the more successful people, they know that's just a thought. You know what I'm saying? You can replace that thought with something else. And that's what I'm working towards, just, you know, just being the overall person where, yeah, a negative thought may come, but you got to understand you wouldn't be the person you are if you didn't overcome everything that came your way.
That's the biggest
You know what I'm
overcoming.
saying?
Yeah.
You got to overcome adversity, man, because I don't want it to be perfect. I don't want to get to where I was, and then it's like I don't have no story to tell. It's like, yeah, I just got it. I'm here. That don't sit well. That don't what's the word I'm looking for? People can't
They can't gravitate
relate.
to it.
You know what I'm saying? There's no relation between that. They just see somebody made it, and now you just a silver spoon. I don't ever want to be like that.
Yeah.
So I always chose different situations I chose to put myself into. You know what I mean? And I did it because I didn't want to know what it felt like. I wanted to feel it. I wanted to know, so I wouldn't go back there again. So it's all about a mindset, though. You can overcome anything. I like to use Obama and Nipsey and my mother.
Yeah.
These are people. They said I'm gonna do this, and they did it. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing more to it than to do it. There's no such word as try. You can ask a lot of different
that's
races,
it.
explain try, and it's not real. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's
Yeah.
either you are or you aren't.
Right.
So all right, I want to be president. Okay, what do I need to do? It's a lot of people that have a lot of false realities because they like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, but you don't have no action behind it.
Facts. Yeah.
It's just a thought. It's thought behind action. It's just thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So you could think you want to be the best at everything, but if you don't put a plan together and execute those steps
True.
and be happy and celebrate the small victories.
Right. Yeah, small victories.
Celebrate the small victories before you get to that big one. You don't know what success feel like.
Exactly. And you know what I think a lot of people go through that whole thing, I can't do it, because they want that big victory, that one big victory, when it's like, you got to understand, the small victories come first.
Man.
You got to take all the small steps first. You're not going to just jump up 100 stairs. Like Nip said, you got to take the stairs. Now, when you think about those moments where you think about, oh, I can't do it, right? People got to understand, that's all in your mind. That's all it is. It is nothing in this world. It's all in your mind.
Yeah.
And then you might have somebody tell you that you can't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And in those moments, how do you feel and how do you overcome that to be able to have the confidence within yourself to know I'm going to do it anyway?
Well, at first, I take it in it's a lot of different words that people try to use. You got to watch the people around you too.
Yeah, facts.
Because like people, the humble. I don't believe in the humble part.
Okay.
It's a humbling attitude, but you don't have to humble yourself in your craft, because you know what's underneath humbleness? Self-doubt.
Okay.
And I've been there. That's how I know. People humble you so much because there's something great in yourself that they don't want to see you. People be scared in you and what they see in you, and they can't do it themselves.
Ooh, that's big. Yeah.
So they don't want to. I'm big on, like, if people are not saying nothing to help you, even if y'all just kicking it every day, if you're not saying nothing to better you or y'all not doing nothing to better you, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, facts.
And a lot of youngsters these days, they get confused. Oh, I'm 14, 15, 16, up to 25.
Yeah.
I'm young, I got time to waste. No, you don't.
Yeah, facts at all.
The game is replacement. I didn't know that growing up. I was a kid, I didn't think about being 35, but everybody, we replace the next generation. And what are you gonna be for the next generation? How you gonna be looked at? How you gonna carry yourself? What do you got to give? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people out there that I tip my hat to, the Coach Wadu's and stuff.
Shout
You know
out
what I
Coach
mean?
Wadu,
It was like, so a lot of us didn't grow up with dads.
Yeah.
So even me, these were my examples to see. I took bits and pieces from all of these dudes we was around and created who I am. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot, man, that we go through.
Right. How grateful are you to have Coach Wadu in your life? You know what I'm saying? To be able to have.
Man, I still check in on Coach Wadu every now and then. We talk to each other. I'm very grateful to have him, man, because we had a lot of different talks that was off the record that had nothing to do with sports, football. It was just about life. And he put a lot of things on my radar as a man, I wasn't thinking about going into my older generation, because I was so caught up in thinking I was young and not paying attention. My head was in the window. I wasn't looking at the bigger picture. So then, fast forward, when shit hit the fan, you be like, damn, a lot of people were saying that. You start to remember those voices of who tried to put you on game.
Exactly.
And then he's like, damn, you go revisit and be like, you told me. You told me. And I appreciate somebody like him he don't take nothing personal. And he know how to tell you when you wrong without hurting you or degrading who you are as a person. He tell you where you're wrong and tell you how to fix it. And that's a lot of things too. Don't subtract what I think is good and don't replace it.
Oh man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
People
gotta
love to do that.
You gotta if you're gonna take away, you gotta give back. If you're
Right.
gonna discipline, you gotta correct.
Right.
So it's the same hand, especially dealing with boys. We don't know. So you might come to them the wrong way, and if they open and they trust you, that's already a big deal. And you come disrupt that with some trying to do this, and it don't work.
It's like people want to make you think like them, and your way of thinking is incorrect. And if you don't think like me, this ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that we have to go through that, but we do. And it's all about and in those moments, that's how you have to understand your purpose. What are you doing? Are you doing what you're doing for you, or are you doing what you're doing for them? That's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? Who was it for? And that's what everything that has to do with your confidence, with the self-doubt. Are you doing it for who's doubting you, or are you doing it for yourself? Because if you believe in yourself, you eventually you ain't gonna worry about what nobody else got to say about you, because you understand it's all about you. I mean, like Nip said, you got to focus on yourself like the only child at some point.
You can't. My best thing is, like, you can't focus on the people that's saying no. You got to focus on the people that's saying yeah. And no matter how many times people say no, you got to be willing to take that. and let it be all water off a duck's back. You got to
Yeah.
keep pushing to the next. You can't be like, oh, they told me no, I can't do this no more. Like, nah, that don't hold status to what you trying to do.
Right.
You know, that's just a no from this avenue. That don't mean you ain't gonna make it over here.
Right.
But if you don't know to keep going, you might never know. It's like that little picture of somebody digging for the diamond.
Right,
And
and
they
then,
just
yeah,
stop. But
yeah.
the other person keep going, you was right there.
Right.
It's really like
Well,
that.
yeah, they was digging, and it's a meme with this person digging for that diamond, and I think they only found they didn't find a diamond yet, but the next person had one diamond. But if that person kept digging, they had 4 or 5 diamonds.
Yeah, they would have found a
yeah,
mine.
facts, and it's just like stay true to you, bro. Like don't hate on the next man. If you have those feelings, check yourself and
Yeah.
understand
And they
what's
real.
for you. Yeah, what's for you is for you, and that's why it's so important to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's okay because you never know who's going through what.
Nope.
And if you open your mouth, you will understand there is a world out there, and there are people who just like you. So you gotta stay. You know what I'm saying? Stay true to you, man, and be real. You know what I'm saying? Be real.
The best way I like to say it is you can't, like a horse, right? Picture a horse running. When the horse is running his race, or even a person, you saying, bro, he running his race, he not looking to see where he at in the race.
Running his own pace.
He running his own race. You can't run the fastest you gonna run and be like, where am I at? Where
Facts,
am I
pay
at?
attention to everybody
You
else,
gotta
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Just go. Don't pay attention to where you at until you cross that line. Once you cross that line, boom, here we are.
Man.
Now what we gonna do?
Right.
But you gotta have goals. And you gotta be working towards those goals. Trust me. If you just living day to day and think something gonna happen different, that's just the definition of insanity. Ain't nothing gonna happen different.
Nothing gonna
Keep
change.
doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Keep wasting the money in these
Heck
same
yeah.
areas. Keep hanging out with Toot and Tum Tum. It's
Nah,
gonna be the
Toot
same.
Tum Tum, you stupid.
It's gonna be the same thing
Yeah,
over and
yeah,
over
yeah,
again.
yeah.
And then you're gonna see people starting to excel from you, and then they ain't gonna want to be around you no more. Then you're gonna start to feel like, oh, everybody changing. No, you're not changing.
And evolve, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You still the caterpillar.
Yeah.
Everybody
yeah,
butterflying
facts,
out.
Right.
And that's what
Yeah.
that be the cold part of life too.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. People will outgrow you. If you ain't elevating and the next person outgrow you, it's not the fact that they didn't change, like he said. You have to fix yourself, man.
Yeah.
Fix yourself to be able to stick around. And also, I think what's really valuable is making yourself an asset. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Like, you could be around somebody that's doing big stuff, and all you do is come around, smoke weed, drink, party. You ain't made yourself an asset.
Nope.
So when they move around and you can't come no more, you're not an asset.
It's
How do you think somebody can make themselves an asset to something so precious?
First, you got to see where you fit in this situation. You know what I mean? If it's already everything that need to be filled where they at, if you see somebody, you got to see where they're lacking at. See where you can help. You know what I'm saying? See the weakness. Like, oh, I can change this. You know what I mean? Don't just come in a situation and look at the what's the word I'm looking for? What's the accolades of the room? This person has this one. I'm going around. It's gonna be this, and this.
Yeah.
No, what can you put in order?
There you go. They just trying to be around a big name.
Yeah, they're just trying to be around it.
Yeah, that's it.
And the things that come with it. And it's a lot of perks, but this person, they got a whole lifestyle that kind of need to be withheld, and the people around them should, they know them best. They should help,
Right?
And
Exactly.
and turn it into a business, and rather than just it's becoming like it start to cost money.
Yeah, right.
It costs money to be cool and wear all this shit. And smoke designer weed and all this stuff. It costs money.
Yeah.
And it costs.
Yeah.
So when you just showing up trying to keep up with the Joneses and you don't really have a purpose.
Yeah, facts.
You should find your purpose.
Yeah.
Don't be mad when this person excel, because it's always the next level.
Facts.
Whether that's up or down. And if you don't listen to the way it works,
Yeah.
if they go up
Yeah.
and you don't fit, you're not there.
Right.
If they go down and you don't fit, you're not there. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need to start cutting some of this shit. They ain't gonna be there. I didn't go up on these niggas don't do shit.
Sure, especially
So
if you're the
either
reason
way,
why they're going down.
Come on, either way,
on now.
you gotta make yourself an asset.
Right.
You gotta know where your value is,
Right.
what you can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm good at computers. This dude
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck to do on social
Right.
platform, in emails, none of that. I could put your shit in order.
Man.
Now
Facts.
you're an asset. Oh, now I can
Yeah.
see. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know your value, you're gonna be doing that shit for free.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
know
you know
what I'm saying?
what? Somebody said something about even if you are around to just roll this person's weed, you become an asset.
Yep.
They gonna look for you to roll their weed. They don't feel like rolling it. Where's he at? Man, where's she at? Come roll my weed, bro. Where you at? I need you to come roll this weed. You gotta make yourself an asset however you can. Now, my boy has been up to big, very big things. And I know you don't like to use the word humble, but to me, you are very, very humble. You know what I'm saying? And you just go to work, you do what you got to do, you live your life. Now, in 2014, we saw the beginning of Filmschool Productions.
Yes.
And it looks like it was you, Nico Trenches, shout out Nico Trenches, Corday, and my boy Marquise. Now, y'all get involved, you know what I'm saying? And how long had y'all been working to put Filmschool together? And is this the beginning of you becoming a director?
Man, Filmschool was definitely something that one day me, Cordell, I think we was riding back to Vegas and we was just like, man, we need to do something. We need to. We both love film and just like being creative. Let's put a business together. Let's do something. So we ended up making Filmschool Productions on paper. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
And then all the people we knew, we had a vision of. We didn't know what the hell we was doing.
Okay.
Let me be honest.
Yeah, okay.
But we knew we wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? So we had a vision of how can we turn all our friends and make them valuable and, you know.
Make everybody assets.
Come on, see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we were turning people into assets.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Key point, all them people today from film school back in the days, they still do film. There's like 9 little dudes and they still chasing their dreams with that, and there's a lot of people that still tap in and say this is where it all started for them. So I appreciate those moments because them was some of the funnest moments of creativity was in them days. It was all natural. Now it's a job for real. You know what I'm saying? But man, we all just got together and we wanted something. We just wanted to create something, man. And that's what all it takes. We just all came together, and my first, I was doing stuff before that. Like I got tons of videos on YouTube. I was just creating stuff and shooting stuff on VHS. I just love to shoot stuff. Ever since I was a kid, it's like a dope process. You can shoot everything out of order, and then you got to put it together like a puzzle.
Yeah, and people don't really understand the editing part. The editing part, cutting it. Oh my God.
So it's fun, man. Just storytelling in general, and then I love like in this industry, it's a lot of people that's telling our stories for us. You know what I mean? And I want to be a part of the reason why our story getting heard. You know what I'm saying? So it can have some authenticity to it. Next time you watching the next Boys in the Hood, you won't see something that feel not real to you. You like just like, this is bull.
Yeah, you know what? Because you know when something's not authentic, and especially when you grow up like that, it's like, man, this ain't even real. Like, I'm gonna lie to you, bro. There was a documentary done on somebody we know, and they were supposed to be showing the Crenshaw district, but they showed Watts. And I was upset with that. I said, was like, why would they show this place? That you don't appreciate that, especially when you from that area and they do you like that. Like, come on, you got to be authentic.
You just took on one little moment and shoot somebody else.
Come on, bro, don't do that.
The authenticity, man. That's just all very about important. Knowing who you are.
Right.
Don't push a brand that you don't really represent, man. Because I see a lot of people get caught up like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Putting themselves in bad situations. Just always be true to yourself, and that's what I did throughout my whole life. I grew up in the worst situations possible. You know what I'm saying? I grew up around all my friends was gangsters. You know what I'm saying? They all did what they did, some here, some there. We all heard that story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But my story in that is I was the only one out of all my friends that didn't gang bang.
Why do you think you didn't though?
Because I knew that just wasn't me.
Okay.
I knew I loved hanging with these dudes, but when it can't, like, I'm not here to hurt people.
Right.
I'm not here to harass. Like, no. I'm here to have fun.
Right.
We all used to have fun.
Right.
Y'all just got into something else.
Right.
That's not me, and I still fuck with y'all, you know what I mean? But when it get to that point, I'm going to go the other way. And I knew that, and I was okay with that.
Okay, gotcha.
But the biggest thing that I learned when I got older, all those people had so much respect for me. I never knew why. They told me, you could be around us and not do what we was doing. Still be around us. Yeah,
because everybody wanted, you know what I'm saying? You want to blend in with that.
You was just being yourself.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like you had to do this to be around us. And he said, that's more gangster than anything. So once I figured out that aspect of it, it's really just more about following your heart, man. If you feel like you want to be Monster Cody, do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
better go all out.
And you better go all out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't be Jody from Baby Boy.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
You
what
better be
wrong with Jody, man?
you
Jody
better-
was all right.
Jody learned his lesson at the end, but if you want to do it, you better be like Melvin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
But
Stacey,
you know what I'm
you know what I'm
saying?
saying?
In no way am I promoting violence. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm just using that as an aspect. Just if whatever you're gonna do, you got to go hard. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be a lion, you got to be a beast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there is some gazelles in the world.
Yeah.
But gazelles get eaten by lions.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be the gazelle, you better be the swiftest
better learn
motherfucker
how to
out
run.
there.
You better learn how to run. You better learn how to
You better
wiggle.
swiftest
You know
motherfucker
what
out
I'm
there.
saying?
So
hey, because I done seen some videos where a lion was going after a gazelle. Boy, the gazelle saw the lion
He
coming
said,
and got up out of there. And the lion just
Man.
went flying by. So ain't nothing wrong with being a gazelle. Just know how to do it.
yeah,
It's all
that's
good as
it.
long as
Know
you
your
know how to
place.
do it.
Again,
right.
back
right.
to your place.
Right. So, okay, so your thing is being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
What do you enjoy most about directing and being able to direct with Film School?
Man, the most thing I love about directing was because myself, to be honest, I think I'm a great ass actor. That's like,
Yeah, definitely for sure.
I think I'm just really good, and that's just based off of my experience. I've been through a lot of different shit as a kid, as a teenager, as an adult, and I translated very well to my craft. You know what I'm saying? But what I love about directing is I like getting with somebody that they may not know how to do it that well, and then I'm super relatable, so I get them to learn how to do it. I translate what I'm seeing and what I want them to do, and then they do it. You know what I'm saying?
So what made you such a great teacher with that?
It really is just conversation, man.
Okay.
It don't have nothing to do with knowledge. It don't have nothing to do with knowing the lenses. It don't have nothing to do with editing, nothing. That's just you as a person. How are you relatable to this person that don't know what the fuck you talking about?
Right.
You like, hey, I need to do this. I need you to do this. And they like,
Speaking
how?
a foreign language.
You know what I'm saying? You like,
yeah.
okay, how can I relate? How can I get them? How can I pull this emotion? It's really about pulling and swinging emotions. A lot of times it's just reading words off paper. It may feel like that, but it's a tone under there that the person has to feel.
Yes.
Acting is about feeling emotions and translating that to this. You know, I might be happy, I might be sad, I might be whatever, but do they feel it? Do this camera feel it? If that don't happen, then that's when you don't have a good movie. And I think that's where I'm good at as a director, of just being relatable to the person. Has nothing to do with being a director.
Right. And I have to ask this because people really don't understand the type of work. We're talking about something as small as a skit. People don't understand the type of work that has to be done to even complete a skit, or the type of editing you might have to do for one simple skit, right? And then also, like you said, the camera, what it look like on the camera. People don't understand. You got to create that vibe that you're looking for.
Yes.
It's not all magical. It's not all this is meant to be. It's okay. Let's do it. Cut. Okay, damn, that didn't work. Let's do it again. Cut. I messed up on the word. We got to do it again. I didn't like how I sounded. You know what I'm saying? So explain to them how that type of grind is and how you stay consistent with that, knowing that it could be rough.
Man, you gotta love it, man. That's what I say. It's something you gotta love, because it's frustrating, man. People think you just gonna point a camera into a space and it's gonna be lit. It look good. People look good. No, you gotta figure all that shit out. And by the time you figuring it out, do you feel like still translating this idea and then getting the idea? If you don't think that's hard, try to write something out with a beginning, middle, and end, and make it 1 minute. Let me see how good. Y'all can DM me, send, tell me what you got. I don't care. Just let me see you do a beginning, middle, and end. That shit is hard. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
And even for somebody that love it, that could be hard. I look at people, what they do, like rappers and entertainers and basketball players. I look at everybody that do what they do, right? I'm like, damn, what they do is hard. But it's what they do.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
yeah.
People got the tendency to look at what we do and think it's easy.
Yeah.
But what they see is the fruits of the labor. They don't really see what really take.
Or they quick to criticize.
Oh, it's easy to criticize something that, you know, you watching for the first time. It may took me 6 hours to make. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard, but that's the beauty of it, man. I look forward to everything somebody got to say. You know what I'm saying? Because that help you know, I look at it for what it is and like, okay, maybe I look at it from that angle. Okay, I could change it, or they just hating.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Either that, or I mean, some of the stuff could be truthful.
Some of it
but
could
then
be
again,
true.
You do got them haters. They just gonna hate to see you do whatever. They gonna hate to see you smile. It's gonna happen. But how do you? Okay, but let me ask you this: how do you separate and how do you know the difference between somebody just coming with constructive criticism and somebody that's hating on you?
Well, if somebody telling me in person, first thing I'm listening to is their tone.
Okay.
I'm like, why are you coming at me so aggressive about something I'm doing?
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you so aggressive about my work?
Why do you care so much?
You know, you should care this much about something you're doing and fix it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the first thing. But realistically, you know, I try not to listen to tone. I listen to the message. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing with communication. You can't listen to tone. Some people talk like this. That don't mean they don't have something that's going to benefit, change your life. But so I try to listen to people for what it is. I try to apply it to what they're talking about and see if it works. I try to look at it from their stand. I'm very good at putting on their shoes and see what they're talking about.
Gotcha.
I put on their shoes, see what they're talking about. If it felt like it's, you know, it's some bullshit, I just okay them to death.
Yeah.
I okay everybody.
Okay,
yeah. I hear you. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try. I okay everything. Some shit I take with me. Some shit I be like, okay. They don't know I wasn't looking for that. I didn't care about that enough. It was something else. Cause everything I do,
I can relate. Yeah.
I'm trying something different. Every project I do, I'm trying something different. Right now, I'm shooting everything on iPhones. That's why I knew the. You know
exactly. As soon as we came up here, he fixed all the settings.
So I was like, I've been working shooting on iPhones and shit. So it's just like I done bought lenses and different things. It's my favorite saying to different people. They always feel like you need a certain thing that this person has before you get to something. Or if I don't have this camera, I can't shoot it. I don't have this microphone, I can't make this music. I don't have this program, I don't have this computer.
There you go.
I don't have this skateboard, I don't have this. It's never the arrow, my brother. It's the Indian.
Yeah, okay.
It's never the arrow.
I never heard that move. That's different. We're going to clap it up to that one. I never heard that move before.
It's never the arrow, my brother. It's the Indian.
Okay.
An Indian out there making excuses like, damn, man, if this arrow is just a little street, nah, he got to feed these family tonight. He can't go in there and tell them, hey, man, it was a little loose.
No, I got to get it.
He'll go out there and he going to get it. It can't be no excuse. I ain't got this. I ain't got that. It's always something, bro. And I really set out. Like, I done shot on every camera you had. Red, Alexa Mini, you know, everything. I'm taking it back down to an iPhone. And most people think they need something big just to shoot.
Right.
Or I can't shoot something. It don't matter, bro.
Right.
It's really about you getting the idea out so people can see it. Because once you shoot it, that's one thing. You can spend $100 million on one video or one song on this. And if you don't market it, nobody hears the shit.
Nothing at all.
Now you just sitting on something that you didn't spend all this money on because you felt like you need it. Nah, that's just, you'll get there. You'll get there, you get all the tools you need, but you gotta work and start at some point. You
gotta start with something.
And you gotta accept and be happy about where you starting from, because who's to say it'll ever be like this again?
Right.
This shit could all change. You be like, you know what I'm saying, looking back and be like, damn, I miss the days when I was doing it.
Right.
I wish the days when I used to go out there and grind it out. Them might be the funnest times of your life.
Or the worst one is, what would have happened if I just worked for what I had?
Ooh, man, I heard that story when I was playing football.
Man,
that's what they say. I used to ask my boy, I'd never forget my boy, Dominique Bird. He was playing tight end at SC at the time in the Pete Carroll days, all right?
Yeah, you know, it was the GOATs.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I asked him, what's the biggest piece of advice you could give me playing football, college ball? He said, don't go and then you be looking back saying, what if?
That's the worst, man.
You got to leave it all there. So when you're done, you can say, I tried my best, but not, what if I would have started lifting weights harder? What if I would have started running more? What if I would have just listened doing the film study? Or what if I would have went to class? Because it's two fields. It's an academic football field, and then it's the football field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're not handling your business on one, you can't have the other. And then people think when they get to NFL, you still study, you still learning.
You
still
a student. Life.
And now it's real life. Now ain't nobody there making sure your checks and balances is right, and you got somebody that's making sure your finances is right. You ain't got to deal. No, it's all on you. And you burn up them little checks if you want to when the season is going. See how you gonna live the rest of your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all learning, and if you're not willing to be a student of the game, you're gonna end up on the couch probably sooner than you want to.
Facts on me, and then it's gonna be hard to get yourself up off that couch.
Yeah.
When you're on that couch, all you gonna be thinking about, what if I regret this, that, and the third.
So what if
in
any situation, man, it's
that's kind of bad, bro.
what if I would have went harder? What if I would have took headshots?
Right.
What if I would have went harder in my math test so I could get that A in chemistry, so I could try to get into this program?
Right.
All that shit, you don't want to be looking back just saying, what if? Just leave it all out, man. Don't worry about what the next person is thinking, because that person ain't got to live your battles. Everybody going to live your success, but you the only person that's going to live that failure.
Right,
I guarantee that.
Heck yeah. There was a speaker by the name of Les Brown, and he said the richest place in the world is the cemetery. And here's why he says that, because he said so many people die without actually doing whatever they believed in or what they thought about. So what you got to just imagine to yourself, bro, what if when you die, you sit up and all you can think about is all the things you wish you could have did when you was alive. So you got to go all out regardless of what anybody may think of or have to say about what you're doing in your life. Now, with film school, we speaking on being able to get game and advice. With film school productions, you were all able to be in a company of YG, Nipsey, rest in peace, DJ Khaled, Kobe, rest in peace, Wiz Khalifa, Snoop, of course, Young Thug. Being in the company of these greats, what was some of the game that you was able to chop with these guys and some very valuable lessons that they were able to teach you?
Man, really, it had to been like from like people like Nipsey, man, that just tell you can't stop. And that's really just been my MO ever since. You might hear it from a bunch of different people, and you don't believe it until it finally hits you. Like, you can't stop. You can't let nobody deter you from your mission, man. You're going to hear no 100 times, but one year you're going to hear yeah. And that's when all this shit going to change. You might work 10 hard years for one yes.
And the one yes is going to be the most valuable
That's
one.
the one you've been looking for to change your whole fucking life.
Whole life.
So you can't let it deter you as a person. You can't let material shit deter you as a person, because all that shit could change overnight. It gotta be from within, truly. And once you figure that out, all this other shit, it's gonna slow down for you. And then you're gonna know exactly what you need to do.
Right.
Don't be out here making false steps. I call them false steps, and when you making moves, you know they ain't benefiting you. If you ain't treating yourself like a business, everything you gotta do, from what you eating, the people you hanging around,
Facts.
all that stuff is either detrimental or beneficial to you. So you got to look at it for what it is. I'm a business. This is not making my business no money doing this.
Facts.
Why am I doing this? Oh, it's just something I like to do. Well, you just like to burn money and time. That's really time is all you got. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like, if you got a lot of time, that means you got a lot of money.
Right.
If you ain't got no money, you ain't got no time, because you're trying to get money.
You trying to get money. And you got to also understand at the same time, you're going to have to do something for free for so long before people are able to respect and appreciate what you got, and they trying to give them dollars. But you got to get started, like we was talking about earlier. Rather you got the best of equipment or you got the worst of it, you have to get started. The money will come, but you have to get started. You got to plant them seeds.
Yeah, man. Especially in the film game, bro. You gonna do 100. People gonna want you to do a video for free for them for 100 times before they think about paying you $50.
Right.
So in this game, you know what I'm saying? In this game, use those opportunities, because it's really hard to get paid gigs. Let me tell y'all youngsters that. It's hard to get paid gigs when people don't know you. If you ain't got no craft, they don't got no specialty in editing, you ain't dope with the angles of the shooting or the lighting, or your storytelling. It's something that gotta be to you that people make you want to come to you. But you know what I'm saying? Don't think like, I got a camera, people going, nah, I had a camera for 2 years before anybody even wanted to look at me. You know what I'm saying?
Like that?
For 2 years before anybody even wanted to look at what I was doing. So now I'm to the point where you're gonna pay for my knowledge of the game.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know so much about camera. I've earned it.
Yeah.
But you gotta work it. You gotta expect to put in 10 sweat equity. 10 years, nothing in return.
We just grinding.
You just grinding
Building,
it. And whatever you do get, you got to put it back into the machine.
Right. But see,
know
when
what
you
I'm
think
saying?
about it, 10 years of a consistent grind, consistent growth, by the whole time people knowing who you are, more people wanting
it
to
ain't
work
just
with
like
you.
you just in the
people,
cut.
small wins, like we was talking about them small wins. You building the fame, you know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna offer you $1 million probably by the time the 10-year come. You might have several offers, but you turn them down. That entire 10 years is gonna be exposure, growth, lessons, failure, all that stuff, that entire 10 years.
And you got to take all that shit in.
Right.
Because keep in mind, a lot of us ain't going to college for this shit.
Yeah, facts. We just
You know what
out
I'm
here doing
saying?
it raw.
We out here doing it. I didn't go to film school for real.
Yeah.
Our businesses just came film school. So everything I learned it off of YouTube University.
University. Yes, sir.
That is not a school. That is a YouTube.com.
Right.
That'll teach you faster than your teacher will tell you.
Yeah.
Because there's no middleman. You go right there.
Right.
Boom. You try and error right there
and you
for
ain't
yourself.
gotta worry about the fluff if you don't want the fluff.
No,
you know, all those people be
trim
coming with
right,
that fluff.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
like, you know, it's all based on the person. It's either you're gonna wait for it, or you'll be waiting your whole fucking life for somebody to come tell you yes or no, or you're gonna get that shit yourself. So yeah, a lot of that stuff we didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was just doing, and one day I was like, I took it to the next level. Somebody actually recruited me.
Okay.
Because they seen me working on another set that I wasn't getting paid for.
Right.
I was just working, putting in my time.
Yep.
I was putting in my time, and at the end of the day,
Paying this dude.
I would have to put all the shit up that I didn't even use. My idea wasn't being seen. But I wanted to be in the environment. For me, being in the environment was enough because I knew my opportunity was going to present itself. Because I present myself at everything. So somebody seen me driving in the Civics lift, and they asked me, hey, you want to work on set? Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've never really been on set. I was just, you can't call yourself something if you don't have no experience at it. You know what I'm saying? You could be a lot of different things, but it's like, don't lead nobody into the darkness because of what's something you doing the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Go get your stripes, go learn and see what it is. Then you can call yourself that, and then you can build your team and so on and so forth. But don't lead people astray. That's horrible. You know what I'm saying? Because it's people that look up to you, and you taking that for advantage.
Right, and you never know who's watching.
You never know who's watching. You know what I'm saying?
You never know, and that's how you said that the opportunity came. So, in 2016, was that the beginning of you working with Allminds?
That was the beginning of me working with Allminds.
And then that was the recruiting situation.
That was the recruiting situation.
Got you. I
came in. Shout out to my boy E-Class.
Yeah, shout out
to E-Class. That took me from what I thought I knew about the film until what it really takes. And that's when I learned, okay, to watch them little videos and commercials and movies, all that little shit, 3 minutes long, it take a lot of work.
Might take some months, huh?
It might take months. All them little shows, y'all be like, that episode was stupid. That shit is hard.
Yeah,
them
facts.
motherfuckers out there working. Y'all like Tyreek, but y'all know Tyreek ain't slept in 18 hours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Then, see, that's why I feel like, from the outside looking in, you might not have the respect that it takes to really understand what happened because you not the one who doing the work. Nah. But see, when you do the work, you always got respect for whatever anybody puts out because you know what type of grind it is. Oh. And like you said, the hours of not going to sleep, being away from your family, sacrificing. I'm not making a lot of money, but I'm still putting in all the work as if I'm a millionaire with this stuff. You have respect for it when you do what you got to do. And that's why you don't need to worry about nobody criticizing you.
They can't, know. Man. They don't know.
They don't know.
You be sitting there putting in all that work.
Right.
And they don't know why you're doing it. They don't have to know, though.
Right.
You're not doing it for claps. I hope you're not.
Yeah, I hope you're not. Not the applause.
No.
Not the applause. Because one thing you better understand is if they was in your shoes, they'll see different. And they'll feel that real pressure. Now, you accepted the position as an apprentice. Yes. Okay, now apprentice is a person who was learning a trade from a skilled employer, having agreed to work for a fixed period of time at a low wage. So you got to understand, it's not about the money right now. We want to make the money, but we're doing it because we love what we do. The money gonna come. The money gonna come. Now, you really doing your thing, and guess what? The experience, listen, how do you stay passionate knowing like, okay, I'm not making top dollar? How are you enjoying learning from these skilled, you know what I'm saying, people doing what they do and being able to collect that game? Would you say that game is more valuable than money at that time?
Yep. because it got me into a position to where I'm actually doing what I love for a living. I actually do what I love for a living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that right there, in a sense, is great. And but I wouldn't have got here if I wouldn't have picked up the jewels along the way.
Facts.
I would have been there for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? But I know ultimately, you know, this ain't where I want to be either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
facts.
know ultimately it's a long game. I want to be like John Singleton. You know what I mean? I want to have a Boys in the Hood movie. I want to have something that represent this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know, I mean, that's what really keep me fueled. Is I know that I can't stop because I'm not where I want to be, and if I stop right now, I really ain't gonna be where I want to be.
You really ain't gonna make it.
You know what I'm saying?
Stepping
So-
stones. It's steps. It's steps, but you can't skip none. Gotta trust that process.
So I just keep it pushing, and along the way you meet these people that's gonna teach you something that's gonna keep you going, and that's gonna keep you pushing. And that's one thing that I love. Is like you actually apply this stuff and you see it working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You if you just putting it in your head and ain't using it, you ain't gonna never know. You're just gonna have a bunch of shit in your head, but you really start applying and you see it's working, and that's what keep you going too. You know what I mean? It become a game.
Yeah.
But then it's a game that you start to know how to play. It's like I didn't know shit about working on set, and now I'm right now in my game. I'm the one.
Okay,
You
so
know
let
what
me
I'm
check
saying?
this out. So from back then, you probably couldn't go on a set and know exactly what had to be
Hell
done.
no.
But if you step on a set right now today and they say, "Ant, I'm leaving it all up to you," I'm gone.
It's a wrap. I'm gonna run the whole thing. But yeah, at one point I'd be scared as hell.
Right, yeah, because
You know what I'm saying?
you speak on being shy, being scared,
Oh.
feeling very small, like just trying to find your place.
It
Now,
always feel like that in the beginning because you starting to see anything like use the film. You walk into this world and all these people using this different lingos and different stuff is going on. All these big equipment is moving around, and you know you just had a vision, a thought about what you thought it would be, and then you see what it really is, and you're like, damn, okay.
Do I still want to do this?
Yeah, it's really intimidating. Then you see how much time you got to put in there.
Right.
Like, all right, most people go home, they go to work at 8, they go 3, 5 o'clock, they at home. I'm still at work.
Still at work.
I'm still going 8 to 8. It's probably gonna put in 14 hours, 15 hours every time. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not willing to put in that stuff in them hours, then that was another thing that was intimidating. Then at that time, I'm looking at how much I'm getting paid. I'm like, oh hell no. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
If I'd have folded then, I don't know what position I'd be in right now, because I would have had to pick up something I didn't want to do.
And you know what?
And I fought that. Let me tap into that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I fought that off so many times, man. It's like
You gotta shake that.
you gotta shake it because it's really what you love, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna have ups and downs like a roller coaster, man.
Yeah.
And that's the part I had to be willing to accept. Okay, you love film. Ain't nobody calling. It ain't like, okay, I forgot to tell you. It ain't like they gonna give you a schedule and you got 10 days this week. If you ain't on a TV show, they ain't give you them 25 extra days. You're gonna do one job at a time. You know what I'm saying? And you only good as your last job. You know, so whatever person you leave, that shit travels. And they do have a blacklist, or a list where it say, oh no, this person's not working. Don't work with him.
Man, they got a shit list.
They got a shit list.
Oh man,
they got a list.
That's why they respect.
When you got that bad reputation, you got a bad attitude, you hard to work with, you hard to talk to, you go on that list and you go around. You know what I'm saying? That shit is real.
Man.
So it's hard for us, man. You know who I'm talking about when I say us. Don't think they just accepting me every time I come around. Every time I come around, no matter what position I'm in, the highest position, the low, I gotta prove myself.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. That shit can become frustrating, but at the same time, I'm not there to prove a point to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm there in that position, it's because I earned it somewhere along the way.
Exactly.
And motherfuckers, y'all gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying? You always, if it's your turn to draw the boat, draw that motherfucker.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't
That's
get in there and
it.
be
That's
timid.
it. You gotta
it's
own
your
up to
turn.
it. Yeah.
Drive
Own
it.
up
So
to it,
whenever
yeah.
I'm in that spot, I'm driving this motherfucker.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So
And I feel the same way. Like when I speak in front of a crowd, you know, you go through all them nervousness, and I'm like, man, I'm here. I have to own this. If
You
I don't
have
own
to.
it, they not gonna feel me, and it's not gonna come out correctly. When you get up there, it's on you. And all you can do is turn up. If you turn down, it might be bad for you. So turn up. You got to go get it. Now you speak of those discouraging moments of not knowing. Oh, they talking all this crap. They working all this equipment. How the hell will I learn about all this stuff, right? When you in those moments, how do you keep yourself in check to not give up and understand, okay, one day I can have it just like them?
You gotta pay attention because it's free game. It's all around you. I'm in this environment. For one, it's like they're paying me to be here.
Yeah.
So they're paying me to learn, essentially. Every time I walk on set, even now, they're doing something I don't know. It's something new I can learn every time I walk. So when I'm there, I used to ask a bunch of questions. When I first was starting off, I had to see where I fit. So I'm over here asking the grip. You know, grip is people that set up the lights. Then you got the electric. Those are people that make sure the power is running and make sure they straight. You know what I'm saying? So you got the art department making sure all the set is set up right. Then you got fucking
so
wardrobe, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the PAs, then you got production, you got producer. It's so many different avenues that I just would ask everybody questions and see where I fit. And I've worked every job. I've done art, grip, I've done all of them to see what it feel like, man. And I just know, okay, I'm best with people, and that's where I fit. Even when I was doing, like, I was directing before I got here, I still had to try it out because one thing you gotta learn too, when you at the top and you driving the boat, if you haven't worked every position, you don't know who wasting your time.
Very important.
You don't know who really doing the job right. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? You ask somebody to do it like this and they're like, well, I can't. I know you're not experienced enough because I can do this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you always want to know every position so you can know what's going on, because it's very important when you're sitting at the top and you running the whole operation. If you don't know who wasting your time, if you don't know who could be better, if you don't know, then it's not benefiting you.
Right, yeah,
You
it'll
know what
mess
I'm saying?
everything up. One missing piece. So, you know, usually you hear people who make it to that highest level, you hear them talk about how, I did the editing, I did the grip, I did this, I did that, I did wardrobe. Like, you know, so how long did it take you to really understand and get comfortable with asking questions? Because, see, a lot of people don't want to ask questions and they rather just sit there stiff and look around. But you have to ask questions for you to learn.
Yeah.
You got to ask from the people who do it.
No question is a dumb question.
Yeah.
That's the dumb question.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing. You get to think you asking stupid questions.
No, and no question is a stupid question. They are. If you don't know, then how can it be stupid? What's stupid is not asking and getting that information from the source of somebody that's sitting there ready to tell you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If they ready to tell you, don't be ashamed. Again, thinking about what these people think, because you don't know and you scared to know. Now you really don't know. Now y'all all losing because of you. Like, nah.
Hell yeah, one missing piece. You as strong as the weakest link.
Yeah, man.
And that's the truth.
You definitely don't be afraid to go out there, because I was very afraid to act. It's just intimidation. You know, these people are older. They've been doing it for a long time. So you step into this environment, you just gotta and just imprint yourself. Just step out there. You gotta come out there, man.
Yeah.
You gotta go out there and just, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what's going on, and they'll see the people that want it and see the people that's just there. And after a while, you start to see it too. You like, okay, I could tell this motherfucker just here. Then you can tell the people that just want it, because they'll go overboard. You know what I'm saying?
And even if you don't get the answers that you're looking for, you try, and eventually you're going to get that answer because you've been looking for it.
Yep.
Somebody going to hand it to you, but you just got to go out there and search for it.
Yes.
Now, with Allminds, you were the second AD for Hot by Young Thug, Gunna, and Travis Scott. You were the second AD for Nas's Replace Me with Big Sean.
Yep.
The second AD for Megan Thee Stallion Good News promo video. You were the assistant director to Lil Wayne's NFL video. I mean, it's a long list. You have been working. Now, how fulfilled are you to be able to step on the same floors as these mega stars, these superstars, and even to be surrounded by the team of people that they work with and see how they work? How comfortable has that made you feel in your craft and experiencing those things?
Man, it's crazy that you say that, because what I do, the one thing I do take out of being in all these people's faces, when it is my turn to step on that platform, they already know who I am. It's already a familiar face that they already seen over and over again. But like being in those people's space, I've learned to deal with them in a way that where I don't welcome them. I don't get welcome to their world, they get welcome to mine.
Okay.
I don't give them time to be a superstar. And that's where for me it's been a benefit in that business, in that world. I've been like hot because of that. You know what I'm saying? I come into their world and while they, you know, hey, what's going on? They not used to people talking to them direct. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the person that's cutting through all the bullshit. I'm like somebody you grew up with.
Like, what's up, bro? You a man like me? You know what I'm saying?
We the same. What's good? You trying to do this or what? And they respect that shit because there's not a lot of people like that. So don't be afraid, man. Just make sure that what you interrupting the moment for is right. You know what I'm saying? You're not asking for no stupid shit. You just gotta. That shit is like long as you feel and you present yourself like you're supposed to be there, it's gonna work. You don't go in there half-assing with nothing.
Just own it all the way. Now you also were the director for Ray J video shoot in Venice. You also directed a movie, Beach City Girls.
Yes.
And you worked with Red Grant, and he's also worked with Justin Bieber. Now you gotta understand, this ain't just no below average guy. He out here putting in work, so you know he know what he talking about. Now being able to direct a movie, bro, a whole movie.
Right.
How was that experience? And you know, how happy were you with just the outcome of things?
I was, first and foremost, I was happy beyond expectations because for one, it was somebody who trusted me enough with a budget to shoot an idea.
Man, a whole budget. Now, how was it like, you know, with the budget and things?
That was actually cool, man. It's like, that was the biggest budget I ever worked with. So to have people, you know, they all go, you just gotta know. All right, once you put your, once you get in that position, you better know what the fuck you doing, man. Because there's a lot of people coming at you, asking you questions. Then you better know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you asked for it, now you here.
Now let me ask you this, because you know, if you ever throw an event or throw a party or something, everybody calling you on that, hey, I need this, I need that, I need that. Is it like that
it's
right there?
It's just like that.
It's like, damn.
It's just like that. And if you're not level-headed and you don't know the vision, they don't know the vision. You know what I'm saying? So let that translate to whatever you're doing, man. If you like the head of your class, the head of your company, the head of whatever, if you can't clearly translate your vision, how do you expect the people that's working for you to understand what you're talking about or what you want to do or accomplish? So make sure that your vision is clear and transferable before you get to pushing it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what makes people get behind you too, is they understand with a clear vision what you're talking about.
Yes, sir. They understand the leader.
They're like, okay, I see this nigga serious. He know what he's talking about. He's serious. He's adamant. I want to be a part of this too. Because believe it or not, everybody want to be a part of something. So once they see it, they know right then and there whether they want to or not. You know what I mean? So as long as you leading it with a steam head, you should be straight.
Now let me ask you this. Now, a problem that I've had with becoming a leader is the fact that I worry about making a mistake. Do you ever worry or think about, that might be a mistake, or does that ever make you timid when making any decisions?
It used to.
Okay.
It used to make me timid because it was just a big responsibility of making you in a fork in the road. You got to choose which way you gonna go.
Right.
But I use this as like Kobe. Like when he get the game-winning shot on the line, you know, he might make them most of them, but some of them you gonna miss, and you got to be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing you got to do is make the decision. A lot of people have a problem with making decisions and standing by it, and that's the biggest thing you got to do is just, okay, I'm coming to this point. This point is a problem. It's a situation. What am I gonna do? I can't stand here like a deer in the headlights. I gotta go left or I gotta go right, and I gotta be firm with that decision. I gotta be okay with it. That's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Fuck whether it's right or wrong. You made a decision. Most people can't even do that.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really it. Is just making your mind up to something and sticking with it.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth right there. Stick with it regardless of what happens. Know that you gave it your best shot. Now, you guys were on Filmschool. You guys were on the set of YG's Why You Always Hating. And you and Cordell shared the story about when y'all first, I guess how y'all first met YG. You know what I'm saying? And y'all basically said, I guess y'all looked up, he was outside of a hotel. The next day, he was on the stage opening up for Snoop Dogg. Now, when you are able to be around YG, y'all talk about these type of stories, how does it feel seeing somebody go from that to being that big and successful?
It made me feel like I could do it. You know what I'm saying? For one, because like it was after a Lakers championship game, not the last one they just did, but the one, the old Lakers. And like I forgot, it was like 2012. I don't remember. I don't remember when this was, but I remember we was outside. You know, the streets was going crazy on Fig, and they was outside burning a fire on Fig and
man.
Olympic.
It was out there going up.
And I remember I heard Cordell like, that's YG, that's YG. And we looked, I'm like, I didn't know who YG really was at the time, you know what I'm saying? I know they had Tooted and Booted.
Yeah, that was booming.
We go outside, he want to take a picture with him, so we go over there and YG was sitting on the curb.
Yeah.
He was like, hey man, you mind if I use your phone? He wanted to make a phone call.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
So we let him use the phone. I was like, yeah, you can use it as long as you don't take my shit. Gave him my phone, let him use it, called his people, we took the picture, it was cool.
Yeah.
A few months later, we was at Snoop Dogg's show, and YG was fucking opening up in
crazy.
San Diego. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then a few months later after that, YG is doing Why You Hating? You know what I'm saying? I see the progression every time. You know what I'm saying? It just make me happy, and just I had to tell him, man, like, damn, from the curb to this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, at any point had he stopped believing in who he was, shit, you know what I'm saying? We probably wouldn't even know YG, you know what I mean? But that's amazing. For me, that was amazing to see that. I always catch him, and every time I see him, it's bigger and better. You know what I mean? So
YG is established too. He has came a long way. Now, you have also worked with Cypress Hill on the Reefer Man video.
Yeah.
How much of creativity, of your creativity, went into that video?
100% mine. That video is. I had the pleasure of being mentored by DJ Pooh.
Okay, shout out DJ Pooh.
So DJ Pooh, if you're not familiar with, he's done Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. He's
the guy on Friday.
All the Fridays. It's the Boondocks. The list goes on how
DJ
much
Pooh
stuff
is
he
a
really
real
does.
GOAT. He's a GOAT. Yeah.
And I had the pleasure of him being my mentor. You know what I mean? Hold on. I'm drifting right now. What was the original question?
How was it working with the Cypress Hill video?
Okay, yeah.
DJ Pooh being your mentor.
So DJ Pooh was definitely DJ Pooh being my mentor and stuff. He always brought me different jobs and stuff. So one day, DJ Pooh, he put together a movie called what was that movie he did? Grow House.
Okay, yeah, Grow House. I saw
it had a
Grow House,
soundtrack, and I was able to do the video to one of the songs on the video. He let me pick the song and write the treatment to it. So I wrote the treatment, and man, next thing you know, we're doing a Cypress Hill video. I was like, that was big for me, man, to grow up watching Cypress Hill and Dr. Green Thumb, and now I'm actually shooting a video. I actually put myself. One thing about me, everything I direct, I put a feature of myself in it. So I'm featuring everything I ever did.
That's dope, though. Yeah, you can do that. You earn that.
Everything.
Yeah, you earn that.
Everything. Yeah. I'm featuring in most of the videos y'all probably seen. You just probably didn't notice I was standing right there.
Yeah. But you know who it is.
I'm in every video I've done, man.
Yeah. Now, we gotta speak on my boys' mental battles. You know, those dark moments that we all go through. No matter how great we appear to be, or no matter how great we seem to be doing, there is still something in his mind that we gotta overcome in order for us to be our greatest. Now, you say I always get to the point to where I second guess my talent, and then I have to be pushed to do what I love. And it's all, and then you said basically in the year 2021, it ain't no more of going back into that closet. It's all me in 2021. I'm all the way back. Yeah. Now, when you go through those moments where you second guessing and you doubting yourself, what exactly are you second guessing, and why do you feel that you do doubt yourself?
It's second guessing the success. Really, you really just sitting here putting yourself in the box. That's your ego. People like to think your ego is something that keep you like uplifted, but ego is something that keep you in a box of where you are. So it's your ego telling you like, nah, you don't need to try nothing new. You good right where you at. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta break through that, you know what I'm saying, and just get out there and try something new. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, no, you answered that question because you broke down the fact that people, because when you hear ego, you think big. Oh, he's confident. Oh, he's cocky, right?
No, that's
but
not
you don't
ego.
Necessarily hear, because you got to understand, because you want to live up to that ego. Yeah. So if you're not living up to that ego, or if you're feeling like you're not, then that ego becomes negative.
Yeah.
So it can be positive,
it could
but
be.
it can also be negative. Yeah, like you said, keep you in a box. Now, earlier we spoke about the mental battles. You know, you're saying you go through within yourself. Now, in this creative realm, we all go through that self-doubt. We all go through that uncertainty, wondering if what we are doing is right. So, when you go through those moments, it's like hot and cold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is something that you would say today that you might second guess yourself? And let me ask you something. Is there ever like a habit or something you go into when you go into that like bad space? Like for some people, it might, I overeat now. I'm finna just eat all this food and try to make myself feel better.
I usually shut down. Like when I get into a space of it start to feel uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? I usually just shut down and I don't do shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I try to refrain from going to that, because that place, once you're there, and you know, for other people it might be different. For me, I just don't do anything. Yeah. I don't reach out to people. I don't answer calls. I don't do nothing. And so before I try to get to that point, I try to recognize the problem. A lot of the times when you're going through depression and anxiety, you don't even know what the problem is. And usually it's just something in your life that's not right that you need to fix. And you know you need to fix. That's why it's turning into an anxiety. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just finding the problem and being able to fix it. And shit, that's I've been pretty good at that in this second half of my life, man. You know, my first half, I didn't know what was going on. And that's what kind of led me to that point. But once you get into that angle, only thing that could get you out is yourself. I don't care how many people in your corner trying to pull you up. If you're not ready to come up out of it, you're going to always feel like it's a problem around you.
Because I have to say, everything that my boy does, I mean, the people love everything he do. Everybody support him. Everybody's out here to uplift him. But yet and still, like you said, no matter who's trying to tell you what, it's you at the end of the day that has to fix you.
It's definitely you.
Now, in those moments, what inspires you to come out of that second guessing yourself?
Just knowing it's just really a mental mind game, man. It's all in your mind. If you could beat your mind, then you'd be okay, because most of the stuff you thinking, you the only person that's thinking it.
Facts, that's it.
Ain't nobody, it's not like people could walk around and they can see your thoughts and they know your weaknesses unless you telling them, and then you portraying that. Now you, what's the word I'm looking, I can't even find the word I'm looking for, but once you start projecting those inner insecurities, now that's on you. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that stuff until you start to project it, or you put it out there, or you letting people know your soft spot. Can't be out here wearing your emotions on your sleeve. You know what I mean?
It's a dog-eat-dog world. It get tough.
It get tough out here,
too,
man. So
nobody gonna spare your feelings.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So as humans, like I said, we can all slip in and out of that dark space. Now, in order for us to live in our true greatness, we have to learn how to battle that. Now, have you found it better for you to just admit what you're going through, other than just holding it in and trying to just fight it yourself?
Man, I've done that battle for so long of holding it in, and it don't get you nowhere.
Exactly.
Like, even when you think it's dead and gone, it's not dead and gone. It's just on ice. You know what I'm saying? Wait until a heated moment so it could thaw itself out again and remind you why you feel that way.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? You gotta, if you really want to battle through something, you gotta go. The only way around it is straight through it. You know what I'm saying? Don't put it on ice, because heated moments gonna always bring it back. And I say it that way so it could be an analogy in your head. You put those things on ice, when they get hot again, they come right back. They resurface right back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep. And you gotta be able to own up to it and admit it. You may be insecure. Own up to it, admit it.
That's the first step. Once you do that,
you can own up to it.
like you said, be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. That is okay to understand yourself, man. And a lot of people don't even want to be vulnerable enough to understand what.
Exactly. So, like he said, you just putting it on ice. You just putting it on ice for a second.
You just putting it
on ice. You know what I'm saying? It's like taking a pill and all you're doing is numbing the pain. But when that pill wears off,
it's right back there. 10 times harder now.
Yeah. So you have to own up to it. And the thing is this: it's not a problem that you feel that way. The problem is the fact that you won't own up to it and learn how to fix it. If you don't want to fix it, you're gonna live with it forever. Now, before we jump into the skits, because my guy got the skits and all of them are fire. I can't forget, you know what I'm saying, your part with Young Boy Never Broke Again on a video calling with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
You then also was the assistant director with Roddy Ricch and Gunna video, Start With Me. Now, this is pure greatness. Now, Ant got to show off them acting skills, and like he said, he features himself in all of his projects. Ant is in the kitchen cooking up that work, man. He up in that kitchen cooking up that work, whipping it, doing everything he got to do. Now, how does it feel to be able to produce on that stage? Because that Roddy Ricch, that Gunna video, that was a big deal.
It was, man. It's great, man. It just it's reassurance, because at the end of the day, it's not ultimately where I want to be, but it's, like I said, the little victories.
Yeah.
So it puts me in a space to know that I'm doing what I need to do is right. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, it's big. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody in your neighborhood calling you, saying they see you on this, they see you on that, and all that. But for me, it's just, you know, it's great because I'm really in the inner city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm really there. My roots are really there. So people really know me. So to be able to go on that spectrum and then come back down and make it a reality for them, I love just to be that for people. Like, damn, I seen him in there and he this cool? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm just like you.
Right.
You can do it too. Want me to show you? You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be that reality for people. I don't want it to be a disconnect. Because I used to love film my whole life. I got older and changed what I wanted to do because I didn't feel it was a reality. I didn't see it. I didn't touch it. I couldn't, I knew I wanted to do it, but it was nobody I knew that was doing it. So I tried to do something completely different. You know what I'm saying? Then it took me back. It brought me all the way back to what my heart loved, and now I'm doing it again. So don't ever let it deter you. Just at least try the shit.
Yeah, because that's one thing. Your true purpose, you can't run from it because it's going to come and get you.
It came right back.
It's going to come and get you. Yeah,
right
you
back.
Can't ignore it. And I mean, if you try to ignore it, you're not going to be happy. So you got to understand, when you live in your purpose, that's your ultimate happiness. Now, do you ever take time to reflect about the things, how far you've came from the beginning, 6 years old, to Ant today? And do you ever reflect on what you have accomplished and the company you've been able to keep and things you've been able to experience?
Man, yes, I actually have. I do it a lot because, you know, you just see how far you came, you know, you still a long way from where you came, but you're a long way from where you started.
Right.
And it's just, you know, I wouldn't take back what I've experienced growing up for the world because it made me the person who I am. But, you know, it could have been different. Could have been better, you know what I'm saying? But it made me who I am. So it just, I just take it all. I just love life, man. Every day is a different learning experience. So for me, every day above ground is a blessing.
Yes, sir.
And everything else is a plus. You know, so that's just how I feel about it right now.
Now, Ant was also featured on Snoop Dogg's Fatherhood, where there was an episode I'd never forget. Ant got the Porsche took. Was that on Hollywood Boulevard?
Yep.
Being on that set and seeing how things work, you know, how much of game were you able to get from that?
Honestly, I should have picked up more.
Okay.
Being on that show, I didn't. Man, it was like, I don't know what type of headspace I was in at that moment. You know what I'm saying? My confidence level wasn't. Here I am on TV, and my confidence level was like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
It was another person that should have been present.
Okay.
So I could observed and absorbed more. You know what I'm saying? At that moment in my life, I'm gonna say I missed a lot.
Okay.
Because I wasn't focused. I don't know where my mind was, to be truthful.
And that happens.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
you know, it's all a part of the process for you.
Yeah.
And still, it was something that you got to experience.
Right.
So, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on to the show, bro.
Man, I appreciate it.
I really appreciate you pulling up. But I want to ask you, what's something that you clap it up for yourself about in everything that you've been through and what's to come?
Oh, man. The one thing I clap it up for myself is I never let nobody change me. I've been through so much stuff with people, being let down, being left out, being kicked to the curb, you know, that you start to lose trust and lose your faith, and it start to change who you are as a person. And one thing for me is no matter how many situations I've been in, I've always looked at the brighter day, and I've always found the silver lining, or I've always found the door, and when one door closes, I found the next one. So for me, it's just being able to change and adapt to whatever situation I'm being put in. One thing that I love what Bruce Lee said is like, be like water. Water can be violent, or water can be peaceful, but water always fill this environment, fill the void, and take the shape of whatever it's in. You know what I'm saying? So I love that analogy. So I always live my life like that. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I agree with that saying. Now, everybody out there, y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, follow, do all that good stuff. Be on the lookout for my boy Big Anthony Hayward if you need that government name, because he out here doing big things. You know what I'm saying? And you never know. One day he might be directing your video if the bag is right. You know what I'm saying? So,
I
you know what I'm saying?
You know? Holla at your boy, man. Holla at your boy. I'm out here, man.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all tap in. It's Clapitup LA. It's your boy Jay Brock. And as we know, it's always good game on Clap It Up LA. We out.
And we out.